What is going on, guys? Dr. Thompson here with Exemplify Health Center, your Wellness Way affiliate, right here in Yorkville, Illinois. Happy Monday evening. We're going to make sure that you guys can see me. If you can hear me okay, let me know and hold on. There we go. Perfect. All right. So if you're watching right now, go ahead and say hello. Give me a wave. Let me know where you're watching from. Today, I am going to talk about signs and symptoms that you might have low testosterone. Now, if you're a woman watching, pay attention because it might be the signs and symptoms that your man has low testosterone. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the symptoms as it relates to a man, but also as it relates to your significant other. So guys, how do I know that men struggle with testosterone? And the reason why, as you look at this picture here, it's because so many women tell me, all right? Usually, probably 85% of the patients that I see in regards to our wellness way approach and things like that is going to be women, all right? And the reason why is women are just way more in tune to their health. The reason why is that when a woman starts to notice some changes in their hormones, they're going to start to feel it way sooner than a man, for example. And in fact, their hormones are going to be way more sensitive to changes in lifestyle and changes in stress than it is going to be for a man. And I always say this is that hormones don't make you sick, but hormones they don't make you sick, but they'll make you feel sick. So you're going to have the symptoms and the hormone response is going to be in relation to a stressor. And so women being much more complex when it comes to hormones are going to start to feel it first. And men, as it seems, is that they just live and they just start to feel run down. They ignore it and then they just die. But women tend to feel miserable for a lot longer when it comes to a man. So the reason why we know this is not because a lot of men come to me and they say, hey, I think I might have low testosterone. It's because the woman is always asking me at some point, at the end of a consultation, at some point, a woman's saying, hey, my husband is this way. Do you think he's sick? And he's got these kind of symptoms. And I say, absolutely, he is. He needs to work on his health in order to get that testosterone level up. So obviously, so there are some men who are willing to say, yeah, I need some help, but they're usually coming through the back door with their Groucho Marx goggles on, glasses on, and they don't want to admit it. So we want to be able to admit it. We want to just be completely open, completely honest today, and talk about some of the symptoms when it comes to low testosterone. So guys, if you're watching this right now, pay attention. Ladies, if you're watching this and see if this actually relates to your men. But please, 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 I love when you guys tag people in videos. But for this one, if you tag your man or you tag, your significant other or whatever, they're not going to feel very good about you tagging them about having the signs and symptoms of low testosterone. So Christina, how are you doing? Thanks guys for joining us. Heidi, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Nick, how are you doing? I'm in your living room. All right. That is really awesome. Nick, so great to see you. Carrie, how are you doing? Thanks guys for joining us. All right. So let's talk about the symptoms of actually having low testosterone. Okay. Now, if you guys have seen this, this is what they always say. In fact, how do you know that men and testosterone are becoming a really big problem? Well, the reason why you know it's going to be a really big problem is that listen to the radio and you're going to see ads for, do you suffer from low testosterone? If you watch the news, you're going to see, on their commercials, low testosterone or natural testosterone, quote unquote, boosters. So the thing is that if you see it on the news, you know that this is a current health trend. You know that a lot of people are suffering from it. In fact, you don't have to watch the news or watch, TV for very long to see the different types of ads. A lot of them now are going to be for autoimmunity. A lot of them now are going to be for low testosterone, weight loss, things like that. And so these commercials know what the market wants. So I know for a fact, if it's on a commercial, men want to have higher testosterone. But this is the lie they actually always tell you, is that they always tell you that a man's testosterone declines with age. Now, the thing is if you look at this graph, you'll see that men, in fact, will see testosterone decline in age. But the reason why it declines really has nothing to do with age. And I'll give you a perfect example. I was able to massively raise my testosterone. And compared to when I was 40 years of age versus 30, it was a massive increase. Yet I got older, but my testosterone actually went up. We have taken men in their 50s, 60s, even in their 70s, and we have gotten their testosterone levels way up. And in fact, 70-year-olds 3 or 4 times higher than what they say is actually should be normal. So guys, the reason why testosterone declines with age is because our lifestyle catches up to us. So what if we actually had the right lifestyle to match up with having high testosterone? It's just so that as you get into your 20s, and think about it, as you get into your 30s and you begin to work and you begin to not pay attention to your lifestyle, you're eating on the go, you're eating terribly, you're not sleeping enough, you're stressed in certain areas of your life. And those things, they just continue to build and build and build. And so remember, the hormones don't make you sick, but they'll make you feel sick. And so really what happens is you begin getting sick. And then as a result, you'll see these testosterone levels start to decline with age. So what if, guys, what if you could get it back? And what if you could feel strong? What if you could feel alive? What if you could feel alert? What if you could feel focused? What if you could feel driven? All of those things that contribute to having high testosterone. So, you know, I did a live like this that was similar about a year ago. And man alive, did I take some flack for it. Because we had a couple of people who talked about toxic masculinity and how being a man is actually bad. And they talked about the toxic behavior of men associated with testosterone. So let me preface this, is that there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. There's just people who are jerks. And so you can be a nice person having high testosterone. You can be a nice person having low testosterone. You can be a jerk with low or high testosterone. You can be a woman and you can also be a jerk. So there's just people who are not nice, and it has nothing to do with testosterone. But guys, I'm going to show you some of the symptoms right now of if you do in fact have high or low testosterone. Now guys, the only way to know for certain is that you test this. So testing this is going to give you the best clinical indication of whether you're high or low in testosterone. There's a couple of markers that you're going to look for, but what if you're listening right now and you're like, I don't have any of these markers. Maybe do I have high testosterone or do I have low testosterone? So let's go over this. Now I'm going to tell you this, is that this is something that I am passionate about, specifically when it comes to men, because I was actually down this road where on the left, this was me at 29 years of age. So I was 29 years of age. I was about 40 pounds overweight. I was stressed all the time. I didn't sleep well, and I ate absolutely horrible. I ate like garbage. And then one of the reasons why is I kept saying, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Because, hey, I was young. I just got married. I had a child on the way. I was trying to, operate. I was trying to grow a business, and it was stressful. And the thing that I wanted to do the most was just focus on growing a business. I didn't care about anything else. And I always thought, you know what, I'm going to do it one day. One day I'm going to get my life in order and I'm going to start working on some of these things. And guys, I said that for about 4 years and I never did it. And finally, one day I decided to do it and I made the decision. So this is me when I was 29 years of age with my beautiful wife. She was expecting our first child. And then this is me at 39 years of age. And there's a 10-year difference. And guys, the difference in testosterone, even though I got older, was significantly more. So here it is, I got older, but as a result, I didn't get fatter. I got skinnier. I put on way more muscle. I got stronger. I got fitter. And because I committed to things in order to help me increase my testosterone, guys, literally everything in my life got better, because if you look at the function of testosterone, it does so many things. It's what drives you. It's what gives you singular focus. It's what gives you motivation. So it helps you to sleep at night. It's what helps you to burn fat. It's what helps you to build muscle. It's all of those great things that make it great to be a man. And so the difference between these two was that 10 years, getting older, but getting so much better. And here's the thing. I know that if I can do it, because I own no special gifts, no special powers or talents, I know that this is possible for every single person. And guys, there really is no secret formula other than doing just some of the hard things in order to help yourself grow, to help yourself adapt to some of these lifestyle changes. So what are the big symptoms? Ladies, pay attention to this. Guys, pay attention to this. The number one symptom that you do have, in fact, quote unquote, low testosterone, is that you do have a decreased sex drive. Here's what's interesting. When you look at testosterone, a man's normal testosterone should be 700-800 at least. So it should be, anywhere from 700 to 800. You can get it even higher. But a man is going to have a very low sex drive when that total testosterone starts to get under 300. And in fact, here's the thing, is that when you look at a woman, the highest that, without taking anything artificial, really the highest a woman can get as far as their total testosterone is going to be close to 100. Yet I have tested men whose testosterone was around 100 or 150. And I want you to think about the difference between men and women. Men with very high testosterone are ready for what at a drop of a hat. But if a woman takes a little bit of time in order to get warmed up, and this is one of the things with testosterone. So if it takes your man a long time to get warmed up, then they probably suffer from having very low testosterone and decreased sex drive. Number two, having trouble getting an erection. Now we're going to talk about some of the hard things that a lot of people don't want to talk about, okay? They don't want to talk about having problems getting an erection because every man never has a problem doing that. However, one of the most prescribed drugs today is things in order to help a man achieve and maintain an erection. Now, are there a lot of men who are having a hard time having an erection? Yes, because all you have to do is look at the types of medication that are being prescribed today and things like Viagra and Cialis and things like that. So we know that men are having a hard time in getting and keeping an erection. Now, guys, what is the number one thing, especially for men who have high cholesterol? What happens when they go on a cholesterol-lowering drug or a statin drug? You will, because you decrease testosterone production at the level, or cholesterol production at the level of the liver, you will automatically reduce all hormones, including testosterone, which it wasn't very far after when they started putting millions of people, especially men, on cholesterol-lowering drugs, did they even have to come out with some kind of drug in order to keep or to achieve and keep an erection. So when you look at a man's testosterone after going on a cholesterol-lowering drug, you will see their testosterone levels absolutely plummet. And this is why they created the problem and then offered the solution. This is what modern medicine actually is today, is many times creating the problem and then offering the solution with the drug. Now, there's two different reasons why men can't get an erection or keep an erection. The first one is going to be a product of testosterone. But the second thing is that you might have some arterial damage that's taking place. So this goes into things like your insulin levels. This goes into like atherosclerosis. This thing goes into nitric oxide production at the level of the arteries. So it could be just more than just testosterone. It also can be a problem with nitric oxide production that opens up the arteries to allow them to be able to expand to get blood flow into that area. But having trouble getting an erection is a huge thing. Number three, a decreased sperm count. So if you have a decreased sperm count, remember, testosterone is what actually is responsible for the production of sperm. So if you have very, very low sperm, you're going to automatically have low testosterone. And there's a lot of different reasons why men can have low sperm counts. But a lot of times when people say, there's no way that I just can't produce testosterone, guys, the only time that you shouldn't be able to produce testosterone would be if you actually had a testicle removed or if you had some kind of physical trauma or injury that rendered the testicles non-functional. I see a lot of people who say, yeah, I take, exogenous testosterone because, I had this problem, in the past. Guys, it shouldn't be that way. If you've never had any kind of trauma to the testicles or had a testicle removed, you shouldn't have any problems with testosterone production. But having a low sperm count is a telltale sign that you are low in testosterone. Now, how about this? Now, I want you to pay attention to this one. Decreased body and facial hair, okay? Decreased body and facial hair. Now, when you see a young boy, that hits puberty, you notice that they start to develop body hair, facial hair. And you'll see that that body hair, facial hair continues to increase as they go into their teens, as they go into their 20s. And you'll actually will see as testosterone goes down due to lifestyle, you will see that they will start to lose body hair. Now pay attention to this, because all of you are going to go and you're going to look at your man's ankles, or you're going to look down at your own ankles, and you're going to see if you're growing hair down on your ankles. Because one of the first places that you're going to start to lose body hair for men is going to be around the ankles. Now, the reason why is because there's another hormone. It's called DHEA or DHT, dihydrotestosterone, that is much more potent than testosterone. And when that begins to convert from testosterone into DHT, it actually can kill the hair follicles. So you'll start to lose hair on the body, and you'll also lose hair on the top of your head. And there's certain things that you do that increase the conversion of that testosterone into DHT. But guys, I want you to look at your ankles. And if you are losing hair on your ankles, it has nothing to do with your socks. Nothing whatsoever to do with your socks. And it has everything to do with you losing testosterone, and it's showing up first on your ankles. So having decreased body and facial hair. How about low energy and exhaustion? Guys, this was one of my first telltale signs that my testosterone was suffering, was the fact that I didn't sleep well. And I would wake up in the morning and I would be exhausted. I would have low drive, low motivation, and it would just take me forever in order to pick myself up through the day. So does your man have low energy? Do they have exhaustion? Do they have low motivation? Do they wake up in the morning and are they ready to go, focused on their day, or are they sloughing around, can't get motivated, and just need 19 cups of coffee in order to get themselves back to tired? Now, how about this? Poor sleep. Testosterone plays a role in the function of sleep. So if they cannot fall asleep, if they cannot stay asleep, if they cannot have restful sleep, guys, they have a problem with their testosterone as well. They have a problem with all of those different things. Now, how about decreased muscle mass and increased body fat? This will do it as well. So as you see that you have your muscle mass decreases, body fat increases, this is a telltale sign that testosterone is decreasing. I love it when someone says, well, you know what? I'm only 15 pounds heavier than I was when I was in college. And I'm going to tell you something. When you were in college, I guarantee you probably your muscle mass was at its highest because just naturally your testosterone was at its highest. And if you haven't done anything in order to preserve or increase your testosterone, or to preserve or increase your muscle mass, that is not 15 pounds of fat. You have lost muscle mass and you have replaced it with even that much more fat. So you probably have 45 or 50 pounds of extra fat on the body. And guess what? That fat actually produces estrogens. And when it produces estrogens, it will actually continue to cause more and more problems with testosterone production. So fat is one of the biggest things that will decrease your testosterone. And how about this? Man boobs. Can I even say that on Facebook? Can we say man boobs? Okay. This isn't the body shame, but guys, if you're man or if you have the development of breasts, guys, it means that your testosterone is aromatizing into estradiol, and even a man's breast tissue is very sensitive to estradiol. So if a man starts to develop breasts, they have a problem with testosterone, and they have a problem with having high estrogens inside their body. Now, this goes to the whole idea of a man having a man bod. And what's the man bod? The man bod is having man boobs, having weight on the butt and on the hips, and just not having any muscle mass whatsoever. Guys, if your man looks like this, or if you look like this, men, then you're very sick hormonally, and you need to wake up and start working on correcting it versus sitting on the couch doing nothing. Now, I know that what you're thinking is Dr. Nate, what on earth am I supposed to take then? Am I supposed to take something? What's the magic elixir? What's the magic formula? What on earth do I need to just start taking in order for me to start producing more testosterone? And let me ask you something. Guys, our way of thinking in the United States is always backwards. We're always talking about outside in and not inside out. This is actually why I'm a chiropractor, because we talk about changing health from the inside out and not always taking stuff from the outside in to try to change us. Think about what's happening today in our country with COVID-19. We are talking about all of the outside in approaches on wearing a mask, social distancing, not being close to people, getting away from people. All of these different things that talk about an outside in approach. Yet, why on earth have we not talked about what you can do to take control of your health and help to improve your immune system by avoiding sugar, getting your insulin levels down, being able to feed and nourish the immune system, keeping stress, increasing your sleep? No one is talking about giving yourself a body armor to be able to withstand any kind of virus, bacteria, or any kind of infection for that matter. And it goes the same with testosterone. We're always looking for the outside in approach. A man's testosterone begins to suffer and they want to take some kind of underarm testosterone cream. And guys, I'm going to tell you something. Or they're going to say, well, I want to do the natural approach. Just like Frank Thomas here. Frank Thomas is taking an outside in, quote unquote, natural approach. So he's going to take stinging nettle and maca, mucuna seed, boron, all of these different things. And guys, guess what? If you do take this, I guarantee you that you will see a spike in your testosterone. And here's the problem. If you do not fix your lifestyle, even taking this will increase your testosterone and it will aromatase it into estradiol. Because if you look at Frank Thomas, great baseball player, but not the picture of high testosterone. Because when you look at Frank Thomas, if he keeps doing this, he's going to have man boobs and he's going to need a bra. You can't make this stuff up, guys. So you're looking for the outside in approach. And what you need to do is do the inside out approach and make sure that your lifestyle lines up for having very high testosterone. And then after that, you can do some things in order to get it up even more. But first, you got to make sure that your lifestyle is in order. So what are the biggest roadblocks to producing testosterone? Well, it's going to be not acute stress, but having chronic stress. And number two, it's going to be having chronic inflammatory issues taking place inside your body. One of the biggest third things is insulin resistance, mainly being caused by having a high sugar diet and also drinking a lot of alcohol, because it will influence the specific enzymes to convert your testosterone into estradiol, which is a specific form of estrogen. And number four is lifestyle. And this has everything to do with how much you sleep, your lifestyle choices that you make, and also how, in fact, you actually work out. Because most of the time people say, I'm going to put some muscle on, and you guys go out and you run for 30 minutes or you walk for 30 minutes, and that will not influence your testosterone in the least bit. The best way to influence testosterone as far as lifestyle, as far as exercise, is high intensity, short duration exercise and doing very powerful compound lifting type movements that will influence growth hormone and testosterone the most. Not getting on and doing curls and bicep curls and doing tricep push downs. That will not influence testosterone, but squatting, deadlifting, pressing, and doing high intensity type movements for a short period of time will influence, and it's one of the greatest things that you can do when it comes to lifestyle. Those are the four biggest things that are going to produce a roadblock to producing testosterone. So guys, coming up next Saturday, if you guys are from the Yorkville area, we are going to be doing our event. It's called Man Up, how to increase your testosterone without the gimmicks, without the Frank Thomas Nugenics gimmicks. So we're not going to talk about supplements. We're not going to talk about herbs. We're talking specifically only about lifestyle and what you can do in order to increase your testosterone quickly by lining up your lifestyle with testosterone production. Now, we're also going to have a very special guest there. His name is Joe, former Navy SEAL, and he's going to talk about, because we're going to talk about starting to do the tough things. So I'm going to tell you something. This will not be for every man. It is for every man, but not for every man's mindset. So one of the things that Joe is going to talk about is how to develop the mindset of a Navy SEAL, coming from a man who has served 2 tours in Iraq, who was in the Navy SEALs for 8 years, who went through Hell Week, who went through Buds training, who went through all of that and was successful and made it through and was the elite of the elite. and he's going to talk to you about how you develop that mindset. Because after this event, men, we're going to ask you to do some hard things. And the first thing that we're going to ask you to do is we're going to ask you to fast. We're going to ask you to do a 3-day fast immediately after the event. Now, here's a good thing. We're going to give you all the resources that you need in order to do that. We're also going to talk about our 4-week mentorship, in which Joe and myself, and we're going to have another special guest, is going to take you through 4 weeks and help you step by step in order to help you get your lifestyle in order. We're going to be giving tons of stuff away for that 4-week mentorship. And basically the reason why we do it is, men, we see you struggle. We see that you're hurting, and we want to do some things in order to help you get that back. Because I guarantee you, when you get that back, it's like you have a brand new lease and a brand new lot on life. But we want to help you get that back. Guys, your woman is desperate that you get that back. Ladies, you're desperate for your man to get that back. So we're going to be doing that on this Saturday at 10 o'clock to 11:30. Make sure you get registered for that. I believe I dropped the link in the in the description of this video below. Get registered for it. When we have those spaces filled up, we're done. We're closing it up. But we're also at that point, we'll go over that 4-week mentorship that we're going to be doing for the 4 weeks, giving tons of stuff away, but we are investing our time for you. So to help and show you what we did in order to make a change in our life. And if we can do it, we know that you can do it too. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Share this. Don't tag somebody because you're going to make them feel bad, but share this with other people. If you are also from the Yorkville area, get registered for it. Or ladies, just go ahead and register, man, and just tell them that they are coming on that Saturday. It's going to be at Exemplify Health Center, 10 o'clock to 11:30. We got some awesome stuff planned for you. Joe's gonna come and bring some heat, and he is going to help you become a better person, develop the mindset of a Navy SEAL. So guys, I appreciate you guys being on here. Thanks guys for watching. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see all of you very soon. Be well.